Go pray, pray in your temples, your mosque, pray to whatever God you want. But this is America. Americans first. Okay, we are first. This is our country. You're coming here. Lock the doors, pull the gates or whatever, the fencing on the borders, and get them out. This lady is not lying.
Not all cultures are equal. There, I said it. Guess what? All people are created equal under the eyes of God and the law, but not all cultures are equal. This is a simple fact, and I don't understand why it is now a cardinal sin, according to the left and some on the right, to say this out loud. But it is a fact. You still have cultures today that embrace things like slavery, underage marriage, polygamy, human sacrifice, and you're telling me that all cultures are equal and we need to allow them to come into the United States and we just need to embrace them? No, just no. And not all immigration is good. Even legal immigration can be bad. And I get that we have this toxic empathy here in the United States where we think that we just need to allow the entire world to flood our borders and invade our country. However, this is how you cause societal collapse.
All right. Wow. So some people have taken grave offense to what she said. She's gotten hate mail. She's gotten pushback. Shelley, what do you think? Was she wrong to say it?
Where was she wrong? Where was she lying? This has been proven. Look at Germany. Look at the United Kingdom when they have allowed more immigrants to come and the culture starts to change. Germany, thankfully, I think they've been waking up in the last couple of years, but their society has been overly burdened with immigration or illegal immigrants or even legal immigrants to their country. Look, in the United States, we have allowed thanks again to our Congress over decades, we have allowed these loose and lax policies to keep our borders open, damn near open, if not virtual, if not really open, and other ways that people come here illegally and maybe even to a degree, like this lady's talking about, legally. Enough is enough. When people come here, particularly, I've said it before and I'll say it again, from third world or underdeveloped countries, many of them, maybe not most, but I'll say many of them are not coming with the plan to become Americans, to be assimilated into our culture. What they want, largely from the Muslim Islamic countries, they want Sharia law. Now, they're more patient. They're more patient than we think they are, because they'll just wait and they'll wait, and little by little, incrementally by incrementally, they'll keep turning the temperature up to the point where we have Dearborn, Michigan, and we have places in New York and Texas and other states where you have calls, all the goddamn noise at 5 o'clock in the morning, and they call them prayer calls. I call it noise. Waking people up, hardworking Americans who are coming or going to work, trying to go to school, and you got these calls all day long, doing what? Calling whomever they call. Go pray in your temples, your mosque, pray to whatever God you want. But this is America. Americans first. Okay, we are first. This is our country. You're coming here. Lock the doors, pull the gates or whatever, the fencing on the borders, and get them out. This lady is not lying.
Yeah, Nicole. I mean, do you agree that not all cultures are equal?
Of course. I'm an American. So it's an easy question for us, right? That many cultures struggle, right? And for lack of a better term, everybody wants to be here. Everybody wants to be here. Life is much easier here. You hit the light switch, the power comes on. You hit the light switch at midnight, power comes on 3 a.m. We still got power. There are some nations you can hit the switch all you want to. You're going to be sitting in the dark. I mean, when you talk about developing nations and some nations that are much older than us that have not come quite as far as we have, I could see why people want to get here. I don't think she was wrong. I agree with Shelley. She was 100% right. And most of the backlash that I saw for her online was because of her own dissent. And people are saying, your family came from India. So where do you get off saying now, since you and your family are here, nobody else gets to come? Well, did she sound like somebody who wasn't working hard to assimilate here in the United States? So she sounds like maybe she's third or fourth generation at this point, right? Mm-hmm. But those first couple of generations did something probably tremendous. They assimilated. They worked. They took on the cause of this great nation. And that's what we want from all legal migrants. I agree with Shelley. We should lock the country up. We've got too many folk. Let's get out the people that got to go. And the people that we allow to stay have to assimilate. They have to. We can't continue to live as a disjointed nation. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. You see people who have blue state mentalities and blue state mores and culture moving to red states because it's easier to live in red states. Then you see the red state people getting mad because the blue state people are coming. We can't live like this, folks. We have got to get back to being good Americans across the board. And the way we do that is stop all immigration, get the bad guys out, no more chain migration, none of this foolishness. We need some time out, maybe 40 years or so will get us back to right the ship for America.
Yeah. Well, I hear you both, but my question is this the Christian thing to do? And I'll answer it for you. Yes. Yes, it is. It is, because the Bible clearly shows God judged cultures and nations differently. Okay. And so this is where I come from, because I'm looking at this, I'm like, is this the biblical thing to do? Yes, it is. Nations like Nineveh, Babylon, Sodom, and Gomorrah were judged for their wicked cultural practices. They were cultural practices that they were judged for. Okay. And so if all cultures are equal, God would not bless some and destroy others. So you got these Christians out here who said, that's not the Christian thing to do. You know, you got to take in everybody. No, it's not. A culture aligned with God's commands is superior to one built on rebellion. Not only that, but to me, and some people don't like when you say this, not all religions are equal. I'll say that, you know.
Say it, AJ.
So, you know, again, we gotta start living and saying the hard stuff out loud. We really do. And so I think that's an issue. And then number two, the issue is we have a lot of Americans here who hate America, who hate everything America stands for. And that's an issue, because if you're bringing in these immigrants, whether legal or illegal, okay, and they're coming to a place where national pride is not here, where you have, you know, people saying they hate their culture, they hate their president, they hate everything that this country has and does stand for. Well, what do you think these people are going to come and do? They're going to try to change it. They're going to try to make it look like where they came from. And so this is why nationalism and patriotism are very important. They're very important. Agreed. And not only that, you got some people out here who take it down to the actual skin color and hate being the color that God birthed them to be. God made them. They hate that. That takes us to this next clip. This is a Kentucky state rep. I couldn't believe this was coming out in Kentucky. Representative Sarah Stalker, she's a Democrat, and she says she doesn't feel good about being white. Take a look here. This is clip 11.
I'm going to be honest. I don't feel good about being white every day for a lot of reasons, because it's a point of privilege that I get to move through the world in a way that so many of my other colleagues and friends and family members of the community don't get the privilege to do. And I'm just a female, but just a woman, just a white woman. If I was a white man, I would be functioning from a point of an even greater privilege. I think we're missing an opportunity when kids have a moment to reflect about how the color of their skin does and does not allow them to move through the world. Running to them and trying to stifle that and trying to say you shouldn't feel bad. So we don't want to ever expose you to something that is going to make you have to pause and have maybe some internal feelings. It's a missed opportunity for some really good dialogue.
Wow. Let me make sure you all understand what she's saying. And she's advocating for that type of conversation to be had with children. She is sitting there and I'm a Black woman, so this is something coming from a Black woman, okay? She is telling you and your white children that it's bad to be white. I mean, that is weird. That is weird. Shelly, what are your thoughts?
What she's doing is she's trying to sound humble and regretful to make it sound so that it won't seem like she's acting from her quote unquote privilege. Okay. I got two words for her. If she were a teacher telling one of my students or my children, I would say, bitch, please. And then I probably would be put out of the school. Okay. Which is fine. First of all, where did you get this notion that these people have, I don't know what you call, absorbed this idea that they really do have a privilege over black and brown people? No, you don't. No, you don't. I don't give a damn. You have no privilege over me or millions or many of the people that I know. Maybe some of them think you do, but none of us live off of that. You don't drive, we don't drive and get our energy from your false humility, your facade, this poor piss, not even real privilege that you claim to have. And no, you should not be teaching children this, okay? Your skin color, just like mine, is nothing of my own doing, okay? And if I had my choice, I would choose my skin color. Yes, I would. I would still choose the same damn skin color, but I didn't have the choice. You don't have the choice. I think God knew what he was doing when he made us all different shades. But thank you, God, not this doofus here who wants to parade this false humility like she should be reverenced and applauded. Take that bullshit somewhere else. Y'all got me cussing out and cursing about 5 times a night. I'm supposed to be stopping, but I can't. These people get on my nerves.
When white people, mostly leftists, it's always leftists, say these types of things. I don't like being white. I have so much privilege. I can't believe I'm white. I don't even eat white biscuits. I don't want white gum. How does it make you feel? Does this make you feel good? I mean, as a non-white person, as a black woman?
You know, I can't hear her crying from all the things that I do with my black life. I mean, I don't mess with the help. I'm just going to tell you, go ahead and check the bougie box for Nicole Bennett. Check it twice, underline, maybe some italics next to it. But while she's in the Commonwealth trying to find her blackness, honey, I've been everywhere doing everything. Her soft bigotry of low expectations does not impact my excellence. My skin tone doesn't make me more or less excellent. The content of your character is what drives your life. Unfortunately, for her, she truly believes without her consent, without her lowering herself, other people can't rise. That is bigotry of the highest order. And you see this all the time with what I like to call the white apologist female, right? That, oh my gosh, how did you ever make it through this life with your brown skin? I'm so ashamed of being white. Girl, bye. Wait, it's something else when you think that I can't because of my skin color. And then you want me to think that you can because of your skin color. It is so disgusting to teach this to children. Black children are not oppressed. There's not one thing in this world that dear woman from the Commonwealth can do that I cannot. I dare say I've done things that she hasn't yet dreamed of, right? Here's the thing that makes it worse. Other white women are listening to this Yahoo going, you know what, no, maybe she's right. Maybe, you know, I need to just feel really guilty for being white so Black people have space to feel special. We don't need your space. And for God's sake, stop helping us. We don't need that kind of help. We don't need you to falsely inflate us by diminishing yourself. How come we just can't all be who we are and let the best woman win? Whether you're brown, pink, polka dot, stripes, diamond colored, makes no difference. Get out here and do the best you can in this world. This is not 1910. This is not 1930. This is 2025. And if you're making decisions based on your skin color, you're doing it wrong. You're absolutely doing it wrong.
Absolutely. All right, folks, as you come in, hit that like button. It helps to get this video out in front of a wider audience, and subscribe. We need your help. Help little old black girls. Why don't you give a little old black girl some help? We need to hit 250,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We can only do it with your help. So please hit that like button. That gets this video out in front of a wider audience, and subscribe.